Imagine this. You're at an international event, and someone starts a conversation in English. You hesitate, struggling to find the right words. Your mind races, but the sentences just won't come together. It feels frustrating, right? Now, what if I told you that by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to think in English, but also gain the confidence to speak fluently, just like a native speaker? Stay with me, because this isn't just another English lesson. This is a step-by-step guide that's going to transform the way you learn and use English in your daily life. Let's begin this journey together. Learning English can feel overwhelming at first, but it is possible for anyone, no matter where you're starting from. Think of a baby learning to speak its native language. The baby doesn't have a textbook, yet it picks up words, phrases, and meaning simply by observing, listening, and experimenting. That's where we can draw our inspiration. You, too, can approach learning English fearlessly by mimicking the natural process of language acquisition. The first step is to create an immersive environment for yourself. When a child grows up, they're surrounded by people speaking the language. You can recreate this environment by filling your daily life with English. Listen to English music, watch movies, read books, or even set your phone and apps to English. The goal is to make English unavoidable. This constant exposure helps your brain familiarize itself with the sounds, rhythms, and structures of the language. Next, focus on small, achievable goals. Start with simple, everyday words and phrases that you can use immediately. For example, learn how to greet someone, ask for help, or describe your surroundings. Write down these phrases and repeat them several times a day. Repetition strengthens memory, making it easier for you to recall what you've learned when you need it. It's important to be patient with yourself. A child doesn't learn to speak overnight. It takes years of practice. Similarly, you might stumble, forget words, or make mistakes, and that's completely normal. Mistakes are a sign of growth. Every error teaches you something new. For instance, if you use a word incorrectly, the correction will help you understand its proper context, ensuring you don't repeat the same mistake. One of the most effective ways to improve your English is by speaking it regularly. This can be intimidating at first, especially if you're afraid of being judged. But remember, language is meant for communication, not perfection. Find opportunities to speak English, whether it's with friends, language partners, or even yourself. Yes, talking to yourself in English is an excellent way to practice. Narrate your daily activities, describe your thoughts, or create imaginary conversations. Reading is another powerful tool for language learners. Choose books, articles, or blogs written in English. Start with materials that match your current level of understanding, then gradually move to more advanced content. When you encounter unfamiliar words, write them down, look up their meanings, and try to use them in your sentences. Reading not only expands your vocabulary, but also helps you understand grammar and sentence structure naturally. Listening skills are equally important. The more you listen, the better you'll understand accents, intonations, and commonly used phrases. Begin with short, simple audio materials, like children's stories or beginner podcasts. As your confidence grows, challenge yourself with more complex content, such as interviews, lectures, or news reports. Pay close attention to how native speakers use the language and try to mimic their pronunciation and tone. When you think in your native language and try to translate it into English, it slows you down and makes your speech less natural. To avoid this, train your brain to think in English. Start by naming objects around you in English. When you see a chair, think chair instead of its name in your native language. Then, move on to forming simple sentences about what you're doing. For example, if you're cooking, think, I am cooking dinner. This habit will help you develop the ability to think directly in English over time. Consistency is key in any learning process. Set aside time each day to focus on English. Even 15 to 30 minutes daily can make a significant difference. Mix up your activities to keep things interesting. Listen to podcasts one day, watch a movie the next, then spend another day practicing writing. The variety will keep you engaged and prevent burnout. One of the biggest challenges for English learners is fear of making mistakes. This fear can hold you back from practicing and improving. Remember, mistakes are a natural and necessary part of learning. Instead of avoiding them, embrace them as opportunities to grow. For example, if you mispronounce a word, don't be discouraged. Take note of the correct pronunciation and move on. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make. Visualization can be a helpful technique. Imagine yourself speaking English fluently and confidently. Picture a scenario where you're having a conversation with someone and the words flow effortlessly. This mental exercise can motivate you to keep pushing forward, even when progress feels slow. Another useful strategy is to break your learning into manageable chunks. Instead of trying to learn 50 words in a day, focus on 5 and use them in different sentences. The quality of practice is more important than the quantity. If you truly understand and can use a few words, it's far more valuable than memorizing a long list that you can't recall when needed. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your efforts. Join language groups, either online or in person, where you can connect with others learning English. Sharing your struggles and successes with like-minded individuals can make the journey less lonely and more enjoyable. Learning a language is as much about attitude as it is about ability. A positive mindset can significantly impact your progress. Believe that you can learn English and don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. What matters is that you're moving forward, no matter how slowly. It's also helpful to track your progress. Keep a journal where you write down new words, phrases, or grammar rules you've learned. Review this journal regularly to see how far you've come. Progress might feel slow on a day-to-day basis, but when you look back over weeks or months, you'll realize how much you've improved. Lastly, have fun with your learning. Language isn't just a tool, it's a gateway to understanding new cultures, making friends, and exploring the world. Enjoy the process, and don't take yourself too seriously. Laugh at your mistakes, celebrate your successes, and keep your curiosity alive. Important closing point. Here's the secret to success. The moment you stop fearing mistakes is the moment you start truly learning. Every mistake you make brings you closer to fluency. Speak fearlessly, practice tirelessly, and trust the process. By doing this, not only will you learn English, but you'll also build the confidence to conquer any challenge in life. Stay consistent, stay fearless, and remember, you're capable of amazing things.